This is Carla Berlin from Around Town TV, and Jenny Telwar, the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager, will be joining me shortly. While we're waiting for some of you to tune in, I am going to be sharing this live with my other pages so it allows more people to tune in, and then we will invite Jenny to join us from there. Let's see here as I wait. Sharing right now. I wonder how many of you watched the Miss USA pageant last night, and did your winner did you pick the winner? I should say. I thought they were all good candidates in the final three that were standing. And let's see if I can get Jenny on the line. Let's see. She should be joining me shortly. Hi, everyone. It's Carla Berlin, and I am from Around Town TV. We have been bringing you Minnesota's best kept secrets and businesses since 2003, and we are really excited to have on the show, all the way from Tennessee, Jenny Telwar, the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager. I'm going to connect with her right now, and she'll be joining me momentarily. Hi, Lee. How are you? Joining me shortly. There she is. Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, good. Mimi says hello to my little Maltipoo upstairs.
Oh, yes. Well, I hope my dogs don't bark in the background either.
Well, when we were practicing the other day, we were laughing because we're getting calls and texts. So, but that's live streaming.
Yes.
You just roll with it, right?
Exactly.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Thank you. You do too, as always.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. For those of you who are not familiar with the beautiful face on the right of the screen, that is Jenny Telwar, the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager. We're so excited to have you on today to talk pageants and the program and a little bit more. Yep. Oh, hi,
Yes.
Candy. Our Candy's online. We have to say hello
to
her.
Hello. My right hand.
Oh, nobody works harder.
I know, right? I couldn't do without her.
I get it. Well, so before we get into things, did you watch Miss USA last night?
I did, and Nebraska actually. I know she was a state winner with a couple of other programs, but she was a participant in our program as well in Nebraska. She was. And so, yeah, it was kind of cool to kind of connect with all my Nebraska girls and my Nebraska director last night because everybody was pulling for her, and she did great. It was fun. It was fun. It's always fun to watch.
Always fun to watch, and even more fun, I bet, for you to have had her in your program and then to watch her flourish. And because I always say America's National Teenager, as well as various systems or the pageant world, is a launching pad for USA, for America.
And it is. And we don't have as much success in the USA. We're definitely in the more Miss America realm, but we had seven of the top 10 at Miss America this year that were all state winners with our program. And Kara, who's the winner, got her start with ANSO in our program in North Dakota. So that was pretty cool. That was really fun to watch. When I was sitting there, and out of the 5, 3 of them had I'd watched them as preteen, junior, senior. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. To see them grow up and then go that far. So
Kevin. Well, and when she says ANSO, that is the initials for America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization. So for those of you that are tuning in that maybe aren't pageant people, we're going to learn a little bit more about ANSO here and a little bit more about Jenny. I want to first look down. We have Deborah Frame online who said, hi, Jenny. Lisa, I don't know much about this, so I'll sit back and enjoy. Richard said, hey, girl. And my mom said, excellent. As you remember, Mom, West Virginia. We love our Jenny. Jenny is such an amazing, you are such an amazing role model and leader for all of these young women.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot.
Well, you are. And for those people who don't know or aren't familiar, would you mind sharing a little bit more about your history and background?
Well, sure. So I didn't grow up as a pageant girl. I competed in my very first ever Miss America local through the coaxing of a friend that had done very well in the Miss America program. She was fourth runner-up in Miss America in 1992, Nancy Glisson Lucy, one of my dear sorority sisters and dear friends from Virginia Tech. And she really encouraged me when I moved to Tennessee to get involved with the Miss America program. So I actually competed in my very first local when I was turning 20, on my 24th birthday, like the last possible year I could ever compete. And 6 months later, I found myself at Miss Tennessee and had a great run, got second runner-up, talent winner. I mean, a bunch of accolades, got a lot of scholarship money because Tennessee is a great scholarship system in the MAO world. And I ended up on the backside of it. I worked with Miss America for a little bit with locals here in Tennessee, and just through random courses of events, I ended up with America's National Teenager. And it was funny because my mom actually received a mailer for this program when I was in high school, and she threw it in the trash. I didn't even know about it. I had never even heard of it. She just thought, oh, you're an athlete, because I was a swimmer and a tennis and track and all that. She's like, oh, I don't think you'd be interested in pageantry. So she threw it in the trash. So I always at our orientation commend the mothers for allowing their daughters to participate in this, because my mom didn't even give me the chance to participate in it, but it came back into my world anyway. So it's kind of how it all worked out. Well, that I got to be a part of it now.
My mom allowed me to, but she tried to talk me out of it.
Oh, did she?
Yep, she did. She was like, why do you want to do this? Don't you, it's a lot of work and a lot of commitment. And now she looks back and she's like, wow, it was the foundation in launching Pat to your TV career.
100%.
And like, what was your talent in the Miss America program?
I played the piano.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't very good. I mean, I'm one of those one-hit wonders in town. I knew one song on the piano and I could get through it. And that's all I needed was that 2 minutes, right? I'll admit it.
Well, and that's the truth. And we have a lot of people online. So for those of you just joining me, my name is Carla Berlin from Around Town TV. And I'm so lucky to be here in Minnesota, but across the United States and Tennessee, we have with us the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization, Jenny Telwar. And she was just sharing a little bit more about herself. And one of the things she didn't mention is she was voted as National Business Journal's Top 40 Under 40 in 2010, and as one of Nashville's Lifestyle's 25 Most Beautiful People in Nashville as well in 2010. And you're now in real estate, correct?
I do real estate here locally, and I just absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun as well. It keeps me busy. I kind of, real estate helps facilitate my career, and the pageant is my passion. Helping these teens and being around the girls keeps me young.
Oh, yes, I agree, absolutely. So let's talk America's National Teenager. There's so many pageants out there, and of course, people watched Miss USA last night, and a friend called me later and said, yeah, did you watch Miss America that was on? I mean, people who, they don't know. So
yeah,
maybe give them a little education about what America's National Teenager is.
Yeah. So America's National Teenager was founded in 1970. And, it was a program at the time, back in the 70s, there was not a lot of scholarship opportunities for women. In fact, the NCAA hadn't even passed their Title X yet. So as far as even sports scholarships or anything, it just wasn't available for women. So Sybil Schaefer, who founded this program, who I'm honored to continue her legacy, she founded this in 1970 and decided to have a nationwide program that was based on academics, community service, and a really simple evening gown competition. And she started America's National Teenager, and the very first winner, Sharon McLarty, was crowned nationally in 1973. And we have been kind of the spur of all the other pageants that have come after us in the teen world, even Teen USA, which didn't start, I believe, until the 80s. So, right. It's been around a really long time, but a lot of people still don't know about us. And I think it's because, we're coming up on our 50th anniversary. We've celebrating 48 years now, big 50th celebrations coming up. And, we're really honored and proud to be in business 50 years. I've only owned the program for the last, this will be my 16th year. And, was in the family before that, but it's had such a great legacy, and we've expanded it into many age divisions now. There's lots of opportunities for women, but we still are holding true to a lot of the core values that we founded upon, which was academics, community service, and heavy, heavy focus on interview. I mean, that is 70% of our scoring system because it's so vital in life skills and preparation skills for both college and career for these women.
And you also focus on scholarship, service, success, style. Those are kind of your four
Correct.
pillars. Oh, okay. Yep.
You know, the way a woman will carry herself in interview with strangers. I mean, we have tweens and preteens that go into interview rooms and, you know, have conversations with people about themselves and their accomplishments. And that's a really big deal for a 10 or 12-year-old to do. And it's great life experience for them as they go into other realms of accolades and achievement, because they have to, there's so much interview and so much competition nowadays to stand out in a field of good. And these are just life skills that really help them then excel, for sure.
That's wonderful. Well, and before we go on into the interview, there's a lot of people online right now, and I have somebody who's there's a local place out by the lake that's called the Narrows, and it's Taco Tuesday, and they're watching from there. And
oh my gosh,
to my
that
dad's
sounds good, actually.
And Caitlin Gates, do you remember she was our West
Yes.
Virginia title holder? She's online.
Yes.
So some of our former title holders.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
hello,
love that.
ladies. Some are attorneys now, married with their own children.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I love
amazing.
hearing the success stories of our girls. Girls, if any of you are out there and want to share with me where you are now, I would love to be able to put that online. I'd love to highlight you. I try to keep up with all the girls, but we have so many girls go through our program each year. And after 5-6 years, it's hard to keep up with everybody on Facebook even. So
Yes.
let me know where you are and what's going on in your world. I'm so proud of all of y'all's successes.
So for those who are watching, you know, let's explain the age groups,
Sure.
the age categories, and then the different. I know you have a sweetheart program too, but just so the girls know who can enter this program and how.
Yeah. Sure. So we have, we added this year a new age division called the Tween National Teenager Division. That's 7 to 9. And it's a preparatory division that has become very popular in the world of pageantry. We just added it this year. And they are going to follow the same guidelines and scoring as the big girls. So it's going to be a challenging division, but it's going to be a good growing division. And we've just had girls clamoring to get in with us earlier than waiting till 10 years old. So we decided to open that up. So we have tween, which is 7 to 9, preteen 10 to 12, junior division is 13 to 15, and that was established back in the early 90s for that age. So that's been pretty consistent for 20 to 30 years. And then the senior division, which is the premier division, the America's National Teenager title, which was actually founded in 1970. That's the 16 to 18-year-old division. And then we have a Miss division, 19 to 25. And, you know, we incorporated that. We know we'll never be as big as the Miss USA last night or the Miss America. But there's a lot of girls out there in the 19 to 25-year-old division that don't want to put on a swimsuit to compete on a stage. And we offer a no swimsuit, of course, pageant overall. And so it's welcoming to all sizes, all shapes, and girls can get scholarship money and not have to put on a swimsuit, which a lot of girls really like.
No, you are right on. And it also is an opportunity for those who may age out like you did of Miss America. You still can get in at age
Exactly. And we get that extra year, correct.
That is wonderful. For those of you who are tuning in, and we have a lot of people online, and I promise you all, I will go through, and I'm sure Jenny will too, to all of your comments when we're done.
Oh, yes.
You know, I shared this to my pages. I don't know, did you get a chance, or did Candy share it to hers? Or did you have a chance to share it on a computer?
I did. Well, I shared it. I'm not the most technological. This is actually, Carla, this is my first ever Facebook Live ever.
Awesome.
Never done it before. So.
I'm proud of you. Well, and
so you're bringing me into the 21st century.
Well, and Candy, if you're an administrator of it, I don't know if she is, go ahead and share it while we're live here from your computer as well. But what I was going to say is we do have a lot of people that have been sharing comments and things online. Like, for example, Linda O'Boyle Zaneski. My daughter represented Pennsylvania at ANSO, and she just graduated with honors, degree in biology with minor in chemistry. Heading to dental school, but first competing for Miss Pennsylvania next month.
Oh, yay! That's exciting.
Jenny and Candy. Those are the type of stories, and we will go through and acknowledge all of you. I know both Jenny and I will. If you're not comfortable in posting in the comments, please private message us. That's why I tagged Jenny. And or you can go to their America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization page and message her there. I will make sure she also gets the information. This is a program that's awarded more than 102 million scholarships since its creation in 1970, and that's a lot.
A lot.
And it's
A
such
lot.
standards and excellence, but you can be the real girl, if you will, and that's what I think draws so many young women to this program. If some
Mm-hmm.
of the other systems aren't for you, or maybe you're not that minus size zero, this is a program, or maybe you don't have a talent because that
Yeah,
isn't, that also
right.
allows for you to have opportunities. And it's a launching pad for so many wonderful things like Miss Pennsylvania USA, and
Exactly.
like what else for young women if they want to, let's say they want to enter, let's say Minnesota, for example, what would be
Mm-hmm.
the next steps?
So we actually don't, we appoint at large for Minnesota. We don't have a state program in Minnesota, but we do appoint at large. And a lot of systems, it's very common nowadays. And if you're not familiar with at large titles, a couple of things. If you're getting first of all, I always like to say, if you're getting into pageantry, always look at the scoring system. The scoring system of a pageant is going to tell you if it's a fit for you or not. And you're going to be able to look at the scoring system and what they're critiquing in order to know, does that fit your strengths, right? Because you always want to enter a pageant that's going to fit your strengths. With ours being academics, community service, interview primarily based, that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of the girls we attract and that do well within our program. So always look at the scoring system if you're wanting to get into this. But then if you're wanting to get into it in Minnesota particularly,
Mm-hmm.
it's an at large. And so basically you would have a conversation with me first, and then I would have a conversation with you and your mother next, and we would get you up to speed on kind of what is going to be expected of the title, how to prepare for nationals and all that. I also though do something really unique that I don't know a lot of other programs do, but I actually travel the country through the fall and do
Oh,
one-day workshops for everyone that's at large, that
okay.
they're welcome to come on that day and in different regions, and they can train and learn how to be their best self at nationals. And because we're a program that really focuses a lot on the girls' resume and accolades, it doesn't take a lot to get ready for our program. But I want everyone to come in there feeling like they're 100% prepared. I
Oh,
also do 2 webinars in October prior to nationals where I go over application and paperwork so that everybody hears the same information. Everybody hears what the judges' orientation. Everybody gets the same outlines that the judges do, so they can really hone in on what it is that's going to help them be their best prepared self for nationals, even if they don't have a state program. So there's ample training involved to get them ready if you are coming from an at-large state like Minnesota.
so you wouldn't even necessarily need a coach because you're going to at least
No,
through it.
I mean,
That
I
is
really do
huge.
walk a lot through it. Yeah, I don't, we do have some coaches that work with our program regularly that we can recommend, but at the same time, if I give girls 5 guidebooks, there's about 100 pages total. If you follow that and you join and you come to the workshop and you sign up for the webinars, you're going to do pretty good. Like you're going to be competitive because it's based on you and your accolades and preparing yourself to have the best, academic year, your most valuable community service efforts, etc.
So how
So
would someone know if they want to compete? Should they go to your national, the teenager website, and then see if there's
yes, we
a program
have become a
that line?
contestant. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's real easy. And then that email goes to 3 people. So it kind of goes through a filtering because we have to double check to see, do we have someone in that title first? Because we do really adhere to still it being very exclusive titles. We don't have random names made up in a lot of other divisions.
Right.
It's still Miss Minnesota Junior, there's one, and Miss
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota Senior, there's one, and we make sure you have to be from that state, go
Yes.
to school in that state, or work in that state.
Wow. Okay, that's important. And they can do that for the tween and preteen divisions as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
can you explain also the difference between sweetheart and the regular title?
Sure. Yeah. So Sweetheart was founded as a preparatory program for our system. So back actually before I took ownership, Cheryl Snow started the Sweetheart program. She was the niece of the original owner at the time, and she ran the program for about 12 years. And she started the Sweetheart program to award first runner-ups and or people that were younger, girls that were younger or had never done a pageant before, on the side of the age division to come and experience nationals in a little less competitive, maybe fill in the waters kind of thing, you know, kind of experiment.
Right.
And it worked really, really well. And so what now we do with our Sweetheart program, which is really unique, is we kind of do a program where the queens, so like let's say you had a girl that was Miss Minnesota, she could actually gift the Sweetheart title to a friend. There wouldn't be competing against each other because one would be in the Queen division, one would be in the Sweetheart division, but it could, you know, allows them to travel together, it allows them to share a hotel room, allows them to do all that and enjoy a pageantry experience like ours that's really, again, based a lot on the girl, not a lot of glitz and glam, just really simple, and have a lot of fun together, but then get to do it in a non-competitive environment. And she could gift the experience to her, kind of like a promposal, but we're doing it as a Sweetheart proposal.
Oh, wow.
So it's a neat thing we're doing this year, and it's really had great success. We've gotten some amazing girls that have been gifted the Sweetheart program who are so excited about coming to nationals.
Oh, that is such, well, you always have most wonderful ideas and to make everyone feel included and then also to be creative and allowing people to
Yeah.
eat healthy against each other and to share rooms and costs and things like
Yeah.
that. You know, we really do have a lot of people online right now and so for those of you who have been tuning in and out, and we've had some wonderful comments made. Tracy Worrell wrote, "We love ANSO and the young girls and young women that are involved. This system looks at the whole girl, really encourages everyone to be their best self. ANSO equals
Oh.
family, heart, love you, Miss Jenny."
Oh.
Oh gosh, there's so many people that feel like my family does towards you in the program. Rebecca James wrote, "Love the young woman my daughter has become since she started competing with ANSO. She sends her love, Jenny." And there's
Very nice.
numerous comments like that, and you know, people do experience the scholastic ideals, the solid leadership principles, character growth, and that's what life after pageantry really is. And it's important to have those leadership skills in anything you do, from going to college or once you're graduated from college. So, for any of you who are just tuning in, I am lucky enough to have across the country CEO and owner Jenny Telwar. She is the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization, which is for girls grade ages 7 to 25, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as
Yeah.
of January 1st is what the age goes by.
Yes.
And we are talking about the various categories, the Sweetheart versus the state titles. And across the country, there are some states that do have state programs, and there are others that have the at-large program, which is very common. And but if you're someone new to pageantry and you're like, well, I feel like I need to actually go through a state level, you won't, because Jenny goes around the country. She has workshops and seminars. She does webinars. Now you can do something like this, Miss Jenny, in a private.
Exactly. I can use Facebook Live now.
Yes, you can. And people can watch you, and you can look at your iPad, and they can ask you questions,
Yeah.
and you can be in a private group like we created yesterday. So there's so many options with technology that
There is.
when we were part of West Virginia, I don't even think texting was a thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it used to be we always did direct mail, and we had other, you know, now it's can be so communicative, and that's what I really love, and that's why I find my passion is still here so much, because my connectivity with the girls is so high. I still, you know, now they all have phones and they could reach out to me directly. I always found that earlier on, I had always so much contact with the moms, and I love the moms, and I'm a mom myself, so I get it, right?
Right.
But I love being able to be with the girls, and like when we do National Queens Weekend and the girls get to come to my house, you know, to stay, and they get to kind of be a part. It's like I get daughters every year, new daughters every year, and that's really special to me.
Well,
and to watch them grow up. I mean, my gosh, some of them I'm running into now, and they're taller than me. I'm
like, what taller than me?
And they're going to be 10 times more successful than me. I mean, that's the thing, is I love being their lead, being bored. But I mean, you know, we've got girls that have graduated from Columbia Law and that are doing amazing things in Washington, D.C. and all over the globe. I mean, last year we had a girl that had just done massive work in Thailand. And I mean, you know, I'm just I've never gotten to do any of that myself, and I'm just so proud of them for going out and stretching their boundaries and really expanding. It's just so
Oh,
great to see.
I agree. And I've been watching, even some of the former state title holders that we had in your program and just girls I connected with through your program that I stay in touch with. They're all just truly inspire and amaze me. And I learn from them.
Very,
Yes.
yeah.
And thankful for Facebook that I can see what they're doing
I
and follow
know.
pictures and
I know.
yeah. So yes, when I asked you to be a special guest on my show to discuss this program, was there something that we haven't talked about that you feel like we need to?
Well, yeah, one thing I just wanted to mention, and I think it's kind of important as we, because it's something that we do differently, is and it's about expanding. It kind of leads, segues from what we were just talking about. One of the things that I really find valuable is when we go into communities, we pick a new national city every year to attend. So we move around the country. We've been Nashville, Atlanta, Philadelphia, San Antonio, Houston, Atlanta, and Miami. I mean, we've been so many places. And this year we're in Baltimore. And I always feel like that's really important. I think travel and expanding and kind of really getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of your state is really important for a state title holder because it gives you perspective and it helps you learn a lot about other cities, other cultures, other parts of the country. And I think that's really crucial nowadays to have strong conversations and a global presence in any work or job that you go into. It's really, people are very transient now, and it's important to be able to work with people from other places. And so with our traveling circus, so to speak, around the country with pageantry, we get to meet, though, so many people in these local communities. I love building bonds with the CVBs and the different things we got to do last year. Was really crucial in Houston because we were there just weeks after they had been underwater. And we trudged forward. A lot of events were canceling. I was like, nope, we're going to go down there and make an impact. We're going to help. And we actually did the Thanksgiving service, served meals for about 100,000 people. Wow. In Houston on Thanksgiving, because our pageant's over Thanksgiving week.
Okay.
Made such an impact. Every girl worked. I mean, they had hairnets over their crowns. I mean, we were working, and it was such an amazing experience for the parents to be involved too. We're going to be doing that in Baltimore again. We're going to be serving Thanksgiving dinner to homeless and needy there in Baltimore, but we're also going to be making a trip to DC. So a lot of girls haven't been to the nation's capital yet, and I think that's really important for them to see where a lot of this history is being made every day in our legislation and policy, especially as it's become such a hot button of topics this year and over the last couple of years. So we're going to really, again, we move around. We're going to be at Johns Hopkins for Queen for a Day, working with some kids there with our Miss Girls. So it's fun to get to go to different cities. So we're going to be announcing our next city. But if someone's interested in the program, this is a great opportunity. Parents always say this is a great opportunity for them to see different parts of the country too. And every year is a new experience. So our retention rate actually is quite high. We have girls that have been with us through every age division because they get to experience a new city, a new, set of people, a new demographic, a new region of the country that they have never been to before. And they get to see it from a real hands-on, immersed perspective. I mean, when we were in Atlanta, we were at Georgia Tech, to the Braves game, to the Coca-Cola Museum, you really get a full tourist experience along with the pageant, which is nice.
So give the dates. I know we said over Thanksgiving, but what are the dates for Baltimore?
Yeah. We start Tuesday. Tuesday's our early bird, and we start to 21st of November through the 25th. And we start in Baltimore, and we're going to do the National Aquarium. I always try to do something sciencey too. I've got a lot of STEM girls. So STEM girls, don't be scared of pageantry. You can come hit this one. And there's a lot of STEM girls in our system. Good. So we'll be at Johns Hopkins. We'll be doing the National Aquarium. Last year we did NASA. So we always have kind of a little science element in it. And then we'll get through our fun week with our finals on Sunday night on the 25th of November.
Wonderful. Well, that's fantastic. And it isn't too late to enter, right? Isn't this kind of...
Oh, gosh, no. Right. We're going to be all over the country this summer. We're going to be starting our workshops in late August, early September. Actually, my first workshop's in Alaska. for all my Alaska girls. We're going up there August 25th to do their workshop. So hi, Alaska girls, if any of my Alaska girls are on there. We always have a good crew from Alaska. Nancy's one of our superstar directors, and she does a great job up there. So we're going to be going up there first and starting our workshops then. So plenty of time to enter, plenty of time to get trained, plenty of time to jump into the family.
Well, I just wanted to share with you that we have some television personalities here in town and some significant others and production people that are online, and they just posted, "Hey, Carla, great show." So, Jenny, that's a tribute to you and your skill set and joining me. I'm getting a ton of feedback, not only from pageant people, but from media
Oh,
people here in
well,
town.
thanks.
Yeah, so that
Thank you.
that says a lot. And if for those of you who are tuning in, you're wondering who this beautiful lady on the right hand side of the screen is. I know I keep repeating it, but it's Jenny Telwar. She's the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization. And we are talking about the program, what sets it apart from other pageants, who enters, how you can enter, is there a state program for you to enter, or do you need to enter at large? The nationals are always through Thanksgiving, so you can have a turkey dinner with a large group of people, like-minded people, and they're
Oh
also
yeah, we're having a big bingo family night that night, so it's going to be
oh
a lot of fun. We're
neat.
giving away a lot of prizes and gifts and mom's musical chairs. So moms are going to have a big swag bag for all the moms to fight out on musical chairs Thanksgiving night. So that's what we'll
Oh,
be doing Thanksgiving night.
oh, that's see now that sounds like just a blast, and what a good experience for all these young women. And of course,
Yeah.
you've been a role model yourself. She's a leader and achiever, and the epitome. Running this program right here, which is always important in a person you want as a mentor to your children.
Thank
Jenny,
you.
I know we've talked about various things, but we might want to repeat a couple things. Or is there something that you feel that maybe I haven't asked you yet? We have quite a
Well,
few people in line.
yeah, we had talked about pageantry and its relevance. That was one of our conversations
Yeah,
yesterday, and I was really thinking about it last night because I think relevance comes from impact,
right,
and truly people don't understand sometimes the impact pageant girls can have. But
right.
I know my girls, I know what my girls are doing, and so each year, and talk about impact, each year several, and I'm talking multiples of 10s to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 of these girls receive the Presidential Community Service Award every year. And it's for 150 to 200 to 300 plus hours that they're giving back to their local communities and their states. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, as if when I'm looking at somebody's 15-year-old resume and they have impacted their community that much, that to me is relevant. And so to me, our pageant has relevance because we are making an impact. And I think that's something that is overlooked by a lot of people when they see a crown and sash. But our girls are workers, and sometimes they don't even wear their crown and sash when they're doing their hours because it's about their heart. And our system focuses on their heart and mind. And that's really where the emphasis is, even in interview. No, we're not going to have the most glamorous gowns, and no, we're not going to have the most glamorous, done up looks, because that's not what we're about.
No,
We're going to go get our hands dirty at the convention center and work our tails off all day. That to us is where the heart comes into play, and that's to me, that's what makes it relevant, because we are making impacts
and that
for
relates
sure.
to something that I would always tell if I was mentoring a young woman, even in the Miss America program. I worked with a gal who is runner up to Miss America a
Yes.
few years ago. And we were together in the summer, and we were out by Lake Minnetonka, and we were sitting outside, and she didn't have her crown and banner. She was dressed in regular clothes. And I said, "Did I lose you? Did I did a little bit? Okay. I think, oh no, you're back. You're back. It just on my screen. I think it did something, but I think you're there. Let's see. Oh no, Jenny, I have to re. You'll have to come in again. So then we'll wait for Jenny to get back on, and then I'll finish talking about what I was saying. Oops. We'll wait for her. But Jenny Telwar, who is she's coming back here, who is the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager Scholarship Program. We're talking pageantry, we're talking relevance, we're talking what sets this program apart. There's philanthropy, there's community service, And one of the things that I find interesting, we were just talking about how her girls will dig in at nationals and do their work. I have actually been with young women that I'm trying to see if I can bring her back here. Okay. See if I'm adding her back in. Let's see if it works. And then I'll find. There she is.
Oh my
Yay!
gosh, I keep getting texts and I was trying
Oh,
to erase the text and I'm so sorry. All these texts were coming through at the same time. I
and it's
again
live
this I
streaming.
am so sorry and it
Oh,
froze
no
right on my face
worries.
of panic.
I
I'm
knew
sorry.
you'd be back, or I hoped you would be back. No, one of the stories I was just going to tell was relating to
Yes.
how you were talking about the girls and digging in. So here I am sitting at Maynard's with Miss Minnesota at the time, and our state fair is one of the largest in the country. In fact, it is number one, I think, even next to Texas. And I always tell the girls once they win, it's important to us. We're all into this whole pageant world, but literally, if you stood at the gates when the millions of people walk through over that 12 days, if you asked every single person who Miss Minnesota is, very few would know, and most don't care. And that's okay because it's not their thing, right? They've got hunting,
Right.
fishing, football, whatever their thing is. But more importantly, without your crown and banner on, as we were sitting there, I said, I want you to envision that you are Miss America sitting here right now and exude that energy out. You don't need your crown and banner. You don't need to be in a gown or a swimsuit or whatever. And just, she was talent winner like yourself, so she was just phenomenal. And I said, just exude that. And within 10 minutes, we were surrounded with people.
Wow.
And so it's just a good example of like what you're doing back in the community, the philanthropic work. You
Exactly.
can just exude that aura about you. You don't have to have a crown and banner, and that's what it's about. Is
100%.
giving back.
It is. It's about, I mean, that's the core of our program. And, that's something we really emphasize with our girls. We work with several not for profits. So we have a couple of national philanthropies we're tied up with as well, more than just what we're doing, of course, in the city of Baltimore. So we have a partnership with Miss Amazing. I don't know if you're familiar with the Miss Amazing organization or
Yes.
not. So that is such a special one for our group because the Miss Amazing is, of course, a pageant for those of you that are watching that don't know, for girls with special needs and disabilities. And it was founded actually by Jordan Summer, who, when she was part of our program as a junior, a Nebraska junior queen, she founded this program. And now look, it's like a nationwide, massive organization. And that started kind of with our roots, right? And her mom is my Midwest regional director now, has been for over 10 years, and they're just are phenomenal supports of our program or my program. So therefore, we are definitely big supports of Miss Amazing. So if anybody wants to check out Miss Amazing and support them locally, even if you're not into pageant for yourself, I highly encourage you to. It's such a phenomenal program for women nationwide. And so we're going to be at their national event every year. We're always buddies at their state events. We work with also, I believe our borders are non-existent, and we work with Lula Village Ministries. It's a village in the Congo, the Republic of Congo, and we have put 100 girls plus in school there. We've provided them with uniforms, books, and desk for schools so that they can get educated. Education is key, and that, again, with that being our focal point. So we continue to do our work there. The Famboos, I think, are watching. So I love you, Mr. and Mrs. Bamboo. Mama Rose is an amazing job in the Congo, and she lives here in Nashville, and I get the honor of getting to be with them, and they're just like part of my family. But we get to take stuff and supplies. They're getting ready to take a big trip. We just were able to pull together, and so was able to pull together boxes and boxes of school supplies that are going over there just starting early June to help those girls to continue on their education. And we're trying to work towards getting a media computer lab. They have no electricity in the village, but we're trying to get a computer set up just so they can start learning how to type and just some skills. And so that's another big one that is really important. And then, of course, because we're at Christmas, we do the Operation Christmas Child shoe boxes. So we work on that together, and all the girls will be bringing supplies for that to our nationals this year. So we try to keep everybody busy beyond just even nationals, right? It's so important
I
to make an
know.
impact when we are in our everyday lives. I think it's important
Absolutely.
to always be aware and always give where you can.
Well, and that's what's so special and unique about America's National Teenager. And Every program has its thing, but that I've
Yeah.
noticed is kind of your what sets you apart as well is those various organizations, all that you all are doing throughout the country, and it's just an extension of what you're doing, Jenny. So
Yeah.
that's fantastic. What else should somebody who's joined? We had some people come on and off, and
Yeah.
it's gone up and down, and now we've got a lot back on again. Is there anything else for those who are just tuning in that you would want to repeat or share with them?
Well, sure. Well, another, it's another unique thing that we kind of do, but we do group trips with the girls, and um, it's really a lot of fun because we get to again expand the borders, expand the experience of the girls. We've already got girls signed up, of course, to go to Chicago. That's where the Miss Amazing Nationals are. So we're going to be doing a lot of activities, group activities in Chicago, aside from just being a part of Miss Amazing there. But we also do a large trip to New York City every November. It's the second weekend of November because we are, as a group, one of the lead pageant groups in the televised New York City Veterans Day Parade. That has been something we have done since 2004. We also volunteer at the Harlem Boys and Girls Club there in the Children's Aid Society in the center of Harlem, and we've been doing that since 2004 as well as a group. And then we do all the New York fun stuff on the side with the girls, but we get to be a part of those two really special events, and that's open to every state title holder. Every state title holder can come. It's not just a National Queens thing. And so that is a really, again, a unique thing. And it brings the girls kind of together before they compete in November.
Right.
But at the end of November, they can come together, get to know each other so that everybody comes into nationals kind of knowing people and making friends. And that's pretty cool too. But then they also get to do a big parade, but they get to be with the veterans. Last year, we were with the veterans that were all disabled. Some were blind, some were deaf, and girls were holding their hands and talking them through what was going on around them at the parade, who was waving, what they were saying, and all that, and how they were being acknowledged. Right? It's a really neat experience.
Didn't our own Miss Minnesota, who then went on to become Miss America, Gretchen Carlson, wasn't she an
Yeah.
MC or judge at Miss Amazing? I think recently, or no? I think
Now I don't know. She might
I
have
thought
been
I
at
saw
the
a
state
picture.
program.
Maybe because I did
Maybe.
see her. Maybe it was out east. I did see her having hosted, or she was judging, or something. This
Very,
last
very
couple of
much.
years.
Listen, that program, I judged their nationals a couple of years ago in Omaha, and the Today Show came and filmed it. I mean, Jordan has done an amazing job with, I mean, not to repeat amazing three times, but she has incredible things for those women, and I'm just so honored to get to be a part of it. It's she had a vision and she ran with it, and it's another success story of our program, really, because I remember when they were just getting started with it when she was 14 years old. I mean, there's
Does
power.
that? 14.
People don't realize how much youth, like, that's the thing I love about our girls, is they are powerful minds and hearts, and they have stuff to get done, and they are going for it. Like, that to me
Yeah.
is
That's how you keep them a
unbelievable.
boy.
How they just have the tenacity to get out there and accomplish, and that's what makes me so proud of the kind of girls we attract.
I just had Ansel Page say, "Hi, Miss Jenny, it's Paige. I just turned 12 last week, and I wanted to tell you that through Ansel, I learned a lot of things. But the main thing I learned is I'm not a pampered, entitled girl with a crown. I'm a motivated Ansel girl, young lady with a crown and a purpose."
There you go. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I always tell, well, when we were going to these volunteer events, I'm like, you're not the star here. We're all here to help.
Right.
Sometimes girls need reminding of that when when you're a princess or when you're wearing a crown and sash. You just have to sometimes remember what you're there for. So I'm glad she remembered. Thank you, Paige, for listening.
And Candy had written about touching on the trips, and I wasn't sure if we had covered all those trips or not. I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure when she
yeah, I
said that.
did. Yes, with the New York and the Miss Amazing. Yep.
Okay, Candy, if there's anything else you think we should add, feel
Yes.
free. Of course.
Please, Candy,
Yeah.
because this whole Facebook Live thing's new to me, and I already cut myself off once. So just whatever I need to throw in there, let me know.
Well, and for those of you who are in Minnesota and you're wondering, well, this is strange. I've been watching Around Town TV for almost 16 years. This is my 236th
Oh my
episode.
gosh.
And we've had over 15,000 viewers over those years. And what's been fun, if you are just tuning in, you're like, well, this is cool. It's now on social media. It is. We're in 18 different spots. We go live in about 5 spots, and then we upload it to the others, including our website. But the reason we did this, and Jenny and I were talking about this on TV, with it's on 6 on every dial on every cable company, or it was, but we had 1.5 million subscribers. That doesn't mean every subscriber was watching. Well, on the various social mediums we're on, we have more than there's actually 6 billion daily active users. There's more than that
Right.
that have subscriptions to the various places we go. That doesn't mean 6 billion people are watching right now, but when I get off, I bet there'll be about 300-400 that are on because we've had it. We've had a lot of people joining us, and we appreciate that. And that now gives you the chance to tune in right now, ask questions, share your experiences as you all are. People are writing the nicest comments about outstanding, that we're looking good, and and it's great to also have these young ladies be able to feel like they can reach out to you, Jenny, and ask the questions, but learn and see the other posts of people who have competed. It's kind of testimonials right there. So that's been great. And I am grateful to you to be able to bring you not only the best kept secrets and businesses here in Minnesota, but because of this platform, I can bring you programs that are all over the country, like America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization, that started as a means to give young women scholarship opportunities because there wasn't a lot of opportunities back in 1970. And then as it evolved into all 50 states and around the country and the various colleges that you had partnered with, and as well as cash scholarships, this has just now evolved into a platform for young ladies to really have a voice and give back into their communities, their education, and various careers as well.
I always say it's kind of the pageant for people that are scared of pageants in some ways, because it's so non-threatening, glitz, glam, non-toddlers and tiaras. Nothing against toddlers and tiaras, but we're not that
Right.
vain.
Totally.
And so it's not overwhelming. It's not an overwhelming experience. And so, and so many of our girls do go on to the big shows, so to speak. I mean, I've got so many formers here in Tennessee that are going to be competing in just another 2 weeks for the MAO title. And that's reminiscent for me, but it's also, it warms my heart so much to be able to see these girls on stage all grown up and just, wow. I mean, they blow me away every time. And of course I'm cheering for all of my formers every time. I feel like these girls everywhere that I just am yelling and screaming for the entire time as I'm watching them compete, because I'm so proud of them. I just, again, they feel like daughters that have grown up, and it's amazing to see them doing so well and being so successful, and even in other pageant platforms.
Well, and everyone is so unique, and the fact that you do focus on being your best self and developing that, and we all can learn from that. The mothers, the aunts, the grandmas, even the men too. Just from this program, it really touches each family and allows them to sort of have a vacation to travel around the country with their title holders.
And you may remember, we always, we try to include a motivational speaker or some sort of, inspiration during our week as well, which is really important. And it's so great because I have so many of the moms that come up to me from just that orientation or that motivational speaker. And it's been Dale Smith Thomas a lot of times in the past. She's a dear friend of mine here in Nashville, but they come up after that and go, oh my gosh, this was worth the entire trip. Like that was for me, and I am great now. That's exactly what I needed. So that's another thing I really try to focus on. I want it to impact the girls, the families, the moms, the daughter, their relationships become stronger too. I know I enjoy those experiences when I get to do things with my daughters in those kinds of environments. It's very significant, and I like to try and provide that at our nationals for moms and daughters.
We had the opportunity to hear Dale speak when I had gone to
yes.
the national a couple times, and she blew me away.
Yeah.
So it's outstanding. It touched me as well as it did my mom, and that's why my mom. You'll find we always joke because I help on a few other live shows here in town, and no matter which show I'm on, whether it's my own or somebody else's, my mom always pipes in.
Oh.
She's always been that supporter.
Well, you are such a testament too. I mean, I don't know if people know that you used to direct and everything, but yeah, I mean, you were like you're just exceptional in all you do too. So you were a great leader within our organization, and of course now you're leading your community, your state, and it's just I've always been a fan and admired you and watched you, and not, I was cheering for you for Dancing with the Stars when you were doing that. I was just
I remember.
so you
Yeah,
always, you are an exceptional, role model as well. So I just really appreciate and I'm honored to get to be on this platform with you and for you to be able to share to other girls in Minnesota who may not know about us that may want to
absolutely.
give it a try.
Yep, I think some of the coaches are online watching, which, and they, some of them are familiar with your program and have sent girls at large, but a few may not know. And I'm so grateful that we did connect when I was a state director. And I always say, because I run a media company in the show that has kept me going sometimes 100 hours a week. So then to do the pageants, if I could live off the pageants, I would.
I
I would have just done that. But unfortunately, yeah, I needed to either win the lottery or something else. So that's what was so hard. But as much as I can in ways like this, or I'm thinking about even attending your 50th.
Oh
And
gosh, yes, we'd love to have you.
yeah, just, as a way to, my mom would love that too. So you'll see us pop up here and there as we can. And the life gets busy as we talked about, and life changes, and we just roll with it. But you actually more so amaze me because not only are you this real estate agent and a mom and a wife, you run this national program and travel and do all this stuff with them, as does Candy. And I'm thinking, how do you all do this? So thank you for all you do and give
Oh,
back.
thanks. Yeah, no, it's good. Passion fuels me and energy fuels me. And like I said, I get in the room with the girls and all of a sudden I'm hyper too. It's one of those things because they bring a lot of life. They have a lot of life and a lot of positivity. And there's just really something special about being in a room like that with so many like minds, that are wanting to make a difference, wanting to make a change, wanting to make an impact, and are excited about it. That to me is pretty special. So
We
it
have been
keeps me
talking
going
about
for sure.
I agree. I agree. We have been talking about a very special lady on and off. You've heard us mention her name, Candy Brenner, who,
Yeah.
why don't you share who Candy is? I know she's been involved
Oh
for
my
many.
gosh, 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
She has been a loyal, trusted friend, comrade, state director, regional director, national help. I mean, I could, the list goes on and on and on. Community motivator, influencer, I everything and above. And, she's I don't know how she does. Like she gives me energy too because she
Yeah.
goes 125 miles an hour with a smile on her face. She's always organizing, always thinking, always, getting those girls to be their best. And she has impacted. Now she has really impacted a lot of lives, and by being a part of this program for that long. And her daughter had been through the program. I mean, it's amazing how much Candy has really evolved, but also contributed to where we are now. Like it would not be the same program without her. It just would.
I agree. And she was a mentor to me when I was a state director. And I originally met Candy when Cheryl had taken over from Sybil, and I had gone out to
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma to judge and got involved. And I just fell in love with the program then, and of course, followed you. And it was also because of Candy and her mentorship. So, Candy, I hope you're still on. And one of the things she just posted is the national website URL. So,
Oh
if you get that,
yes, it's
thank you, Candy.
National Teen, TEEN, like teenager, nationalteen.com. If anybody wants to go check it out, look up to maybe even if you want to be a
National.com.
state director, I'd love to have some help there too. Or if you want to be a contestant this year and join us in Baltimore, we have a great group of national queens that are leading us there, and we have a great week planned in Baltimore, Maryland for Thanksgiving.
That is fantastic. We just had Rachel Therese Rose write AMSO Nationals 2011 in Miami was such a formative experience for
Oh,
me, fun with friends, and a pageant system that puts their focus on positive and overall top-notch experience. Thank you,
oh,
Rachel.
that's so nice.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I
For those of
do. Thank
you
you. Oh, it's so
that
good to hear from her.
Oh, I know. We've had so many people online, and we still do. We have been online for almost an hour, so
Oh my
I
gosh.
wasn't. I know we should wrap it up. I could sit and talk to you all day, but if before we go, for those of you who maybe were tuning in and out, and I know I've repeated myself for those who have been on the entire time, but my name is Carla Berlin. I'm with Around Town TV. It's Minnesota's or the Twin Cities longest airing television community showcase. We have been featuring the businesses, best kept secrets in businesses since 2003. And we're known here in the community as the Minnesota's lifestyle and business experts. And it's been a pleasure to have my special guest and friend, Jenny Telwar, who's the CEO and owner of America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization, a pageantry for women ages 7 to 25. And throughout the country, in every state, either
Yep.
you can go to nationals at large or you can compete in a state program. Jenny, is there anything before we close in a closing from you that you'd like to say to get these girls on board?
Just in closing, again, we're a safe place to try pageantry out, and because it's based on academics, community service, and interview primarily. That's 70% of the score. It's real easy to jump into our program and give it a whirl. We're the pageant for people who are scared of pageantry. That's what I always say. We want to give it a try, but really don't know where to start, or maybe be a little intimidated about it. We're a safe place because it's really about you. And if you have strong academic ambitions, if you have a heart for your community and want to be more involved in your community, we can give you that platform to get more involved. You don't have to come in with a lot of community service experience. We have the vehicles and the outlets that we can really help you get engaged with your community and grow and help your community to build your resume. So this is a great resume building program. And then of course, interview skills are life skills, and we really focus on that. So we'd love to have you be a part and join us in Baltimore, Maryland. We're there over Thanksgiving week, so you don't have to miss a lot of school or anything like that. You can be a part and have a lot of fun with girls that are like-minded, goal-oriented, strong scholastically, and just a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. And I can't thank you enough for being online. For those who are going to want to follow up, you can watch this when we're done right here. If you just tuned in and feel like you missed it, also on Jenny's page, the America's National Teenager Scholarship Organization page. We will make sure if it hasn't been shared that it is. It's also on our Round Town Media page and my public figure page, Carla Berlin. And of course right here. But it'll go on to 18 different places after this. Jenny, I hope that you'll join me again down the
Oh, I'd
road.
love to. This was such an honor. Thank you again for letting me do my very first ever Facebook Live. This was monumental.
Well, you were wonderful, and people
Well,
clearly
minus the one glitch. I did the one glitch. That's okay. I got through it.
you know what? That is the good and bad of doing it from the iPhone.
Right.
But you know what? It's nothing. Yeah, thank God it isn't television, right? Because this is
Right.
what life is about.
Well,
And
you
what
were
you
an
do
amazing interviewer and host as always. So thank you for just being you.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely. And for those of you who would like to tune in next week, I'll be talking about the Around Town TV Celebrity Golf Classic and a few of the changes on Facebook and algorithms. I'm actually going to talk a lot about my own business, Around Town Media, again at 7 p.m. Central Time. Thanks for tuning in. It is my pleasure to have had you with me again, Jenny.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all, thank you, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on Around Town TV. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.